who, for 37 years, dedicated his efforts and energy toward the growth and progress of Santa Barbara State College, UC Santa Barbara, and the education of their students. The Buchanan Award is presented to a graduating senior majoring in history or history of public policy, for superior scholarship, undergraduate achievement, potential for graduate research, and continued success in the field. This year's Buchanan Award is presented to Richard Paul Ibarra. Please come forward. Say about Richard. Someone who's okay. We'll do Richard first. Hold on, Richard.
Richard, you look the same as you did 5 minutes ago.
We'll do one. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hold up. Sorry. Continue on. Richard's interest in history started well before he came to UC Santa Barbara. Growing up in a small agricultural town in California's Central Valley, he recalls of the times of his mother, when his mother would take him and his sister on trips to California missions and other state historical sites. From conversations about the history of these landmarks, Richard realized his interest and passion for history. Richard was fascinated and intrigued by the past and found that the study of history was a powerful way to understand people and societies. An honors student with a double major in history and medieval studies and a minor in classics, Richard is particularly interested in the cross-cultural study of interactions in the medieval Mediterranean and how these contributed to identity formation. He has also devoted himself to studying Latin. In Professor Carol Lansing's courses, Richard has written a sophisticated and nuanced essay on Francis and a first-rate research paper in her large medieval lecture. Professor Lansing notes that Richard's creative intelligence, preparation, and motivation are truly exceptional. Executive Director of the Medieval Studies Program and Associate Professor Edward D. English agrees, noting that Richard is one of the best students they've had in the medieval program. Richard excelled in his manuscript studies and medieval Latin class, and even participated in some of his graduate courses, such as Latin paleography. English states that Richard has proved himself an insightful reader of complex medieval texts and very able in terms of criticizing and evaluating the interpretations of contemporary scholars. Richard is currently writing a senior honors thesis consulting with Proto-Castilian documents and archival material to look at the power struggles over access to land between a corporation of shepherds and the local monastery in Extremadura. In graduate school, he hopes to research cross-cultural relations in the Mediterranean through the borderlands perspective. He was offered a 5-year package by both Notre Dame and UCLA, and will start graduate school at UCLA this fall. Richard, congratulations from the UCSB Alumni Association for being selected as a 2015 A. Russell Buchanan Alumni Award recipient.
I'd like to thank the UCSB Alumni Association and the History Department for honoring me with this prestigious award. Growing up, I was often exposed to history on trips with my family to California missions and other state historical sites. It was through these trips that I found my passion and love of history. I was drawn to its ability and its power to open a window on the past, to help us not only understand specific moments better, but also to understand our society and ourselves. When I applied to college, I knew that UC Santa Barbara was where I wanted to go to study history. It has always been very clear to me how special the history department and the university are and how much both have to offer students. UCSB offers a great blend of exacting standards and rigor that come with a world-class university, tempered with collegiality and a strong and supportive community. In all my classes here, I encountered the use of different perspectives, methods, and approaches. But more than that, I've spent more time in history courses and around the department as I worked in the administrative office. And I noticed that the greatest asset of this department is its faculty. I have had the pleasure to meet most of the professors as I've taken courses with them or worked in the office or worked on other research projects. Contrary to the fears that my high school friends and I had that when we would go to college, we would find that our professors would be so busy that we'd be lucky to see them in lecture, I found that the professors in this department care a great deal about their students, and no matter how busy they are, they always find time to speak to students and guide them to the opportunities that will help them achieve their goals. They are very open to taking on students in independent study, mentoring them in research projects, and even giving undergraduates the opportunity to take graduate courses, expanding their abilities and providing them with a unique and challenging experience. I've been lucky to have access to so many great professors and to work with them not only in classes, but also on projects to help expand the resources the department has to offer to future students. One such project gave me the opportunity to learn practical skills while at the same time feeding my passion by allowing me to catalog and have exposure to a large number of books on subjects spanning from antiquity to the Middle Ages. This project will soon become the Hollister Russell Medieval Library and Seminar Room, a unique collection that I hope future students will be able to enjoy and watch develop for many years. With the continued dedication of the faculty, I am confident that students will have more opportunities like this to learn while giving back to the department. Another great opportunity offered here is the chance for qualified seniors to complete a senior honors thesis, in which they can pursue their own research interests under the guidance of a faculty mentor. The thesis seminar course offers invaluable instruction in the research process, strengthens writing skills, and prepares us to present our findings in different academic settings. I'm thankful for each of the opportunities that I have had at UCSB, and especially in this department, as I am now confident that I will be ready to take the next set of challenges that will come my way in graduate school. There have been many people that have helped me along the way, and I would like to take a moment to thank some of them now. I'd first like to thank Monica Garcia, our undergraduate advisor in history, for all the help and guidance she has given me over the past 3 years concerning both major requirements and life in general. I am grateful to Professor Edward English, who has given me many opportunities to learn about the Middle Ages and the medieval Mediterranean. He not only exposed me to many of the major scholarly works on the Middle Ages, but has even given me practical skills that are essential to working in the field, particularly with nearly illegible parchments and dusty archives. I would like to thank Professor Carol Lansing for inspiring my interests in viewing society through its conflicts, which helped me shape the ideas for my senior thesis. I am also really grateful for the help of Professors Harold Marcuse and Deborah Blumenthal, who both helped me through the process of writing my thesis and taught me skills I will most definitely utilize as I enter graduate school. I am most indebted to Professor Beth Digester, who took me on as her student assistant after I had taken a class with her on late antiquity. She introduced me to a number of perspectives that I found very useful and engaging, and her encouragement helped convince me that I was ready to continue my education and training with graduate study. I'm also very grateful to my mother for fostering my interests in history and all of her support and advice. Without our family trips to historical sites, I might not have had developed my interest in history that has become such a large part of my life. Finally, I would like to thank my fiancée Megan for enduring love and support while reading through countless rough drafts and patiently engaging in many conversations on history, which, as a psychology major, she approached with her own unique and improving. Lastly, I would again like to thank the Alumni Association for taking the time to recognize how important the study of history is to all of us, and for acknowledging the achievements of this incredible department. I am grateful and honored to be chosen to represent the essence of the history department here at UC Santa Barbara, and to be just one example among the many talented and accomplished students at this university and in this department. An example of all the opportunities that the department and its faculty offer to students who are willing to work hard and are ready to broaden their perspective.